But I want to turn now and talk about the, I called it rainbows and sweet cakes, the LGBT. There was a story out of Kentucky, and I want to tell the story about a Christian school there, a high school, tell the story, but then get to why it really matters to the American political conversation. This is another arena of public policy, another arena of the American political conversation in which the left has tried to establish the rules. The leftists tell you, you must agree with everything the LGBTQ agenda says. You must salute everyone. The country must go along with whatever the latest LGBTQ demand is, or else you're a hater, intolerant, homophobic, or some other bad name. And this attitude has permeated many schools, many communities, many of the local governments. It's permeated the country. And so the idea of someone standing up for their faith and standing up for what they believe in and want to practice is harder and harder. But again, this spirit, and it is tied, in my view, to the Trump presidency, the whole Trump coming on board the campaign, winning the presidency, standing up in Washington. His fighting spirit is contagious. It is contagious. More people see, hey, wait, we could stand up too. But the story in Kentucky, very briefly, is there's a private school, a private Christian school named Whitefield Academy. And in this school, when you register there, I assume you have to apply and you are accepted, the parents and the student have to sign on saying they understand that in this Whitefield Academy, they follow Christian doctrine. They teach Christianity. They expect conformance with Christian values, with Christian morality. So you know when you go there, that's where they are. That's where their head is. And so it's a private school. So there was a young girl who had her birthday on December 30th, and her mom got her a birthday cake with a rainbow decoration. I mean, colored frosting and all the colors of the rainbow. And the girl sitting there with the birthday cake, and she also had a T-shirt on that had a rainbow on it. And so she put this picture of herself with a rainbow cake up on Instagram. Shortly after that, the school emailed the parents, telling the parents that this daughter was expelled. So many people, the mom went to the media to complain about the treatment of her daughter by the school, the absurdity, as she was saying, the absurdity of the idea, just because her daughter got a birthday cake with rainbows on it, didn't mean a thing. And she said she even brought the receipt she had with her that she'd taken to the bakery to describe the kind of cake she wanted. And she just said multicolored frosting. I mean, she didn't say rainbow. So, this mom, got numerous people in the media sucked in to believing this story that a Christian school would expel a girl who is, I think, 16 or so, expel a girl from high school because she happened to have a birthday party with a rainbow cake. And of course, you can imagine the outrage and the complaint by people in the mainstream media. This is just as, this is an outrage. This is, the presumption just because she likes rainbows that she's involved in the LGBTQ lifestyle. And even if she were, so what? This is so intolerant. How could the school do this? So fortunately, one reporter dug in to get the whole story. The notice from the school to the mom that was public, what was made public by the mom, said, based on our October 19th or 17th meeting, whichever it was, and following on, blah, 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 your daughter is being expelled. And so, I mean, it was longer than that, but it was very basic. Your daughter's being expelled based on social media, what she posted. I want to tell you, though, what the story is with this young girl. Number one, she posted last year on Instagram. I debated putting these pictures up for you because all these pictures are available online. And this is not to knock this young girl. I'll make clear why I'm telling you this story. This is not to knock this young girl. She's obviously struggling. And so what is happening with her? Number one, she had an Instagram posting up first of herself that she went to a prom. So she had a prom picture of herself dressed as a guy going with a girl. So she's hinting that she's engaging or interested in the LGBT lifestyle, dressed as a guy, as a school dance. She's dressed as a guy, the other one's dressed as a girl. Actually, I can't tell which is which, but anyway, it's two girls, one dressed as a guy, one as a girl. And she put it on Twitter, on Instagram, saying this is her daughter escorting another girl to the school dance. Another posting, October 16th, the day before the school meeting, alerted or mentioned in the school notice. In a video posted on October 16th, one day before the meeting with the school, this girl got on Instagram and described herself as finally coming out. And then a next Instagram post, a little bit shortly later, had another Instagram post involves her, and she put the term, "I'm finally getting a GF," for a girlfriend. So she's posting, signaling that she's involved in the LGBTQ lifestyle. Last one, she has a post of herself with another girl, and it's a dark picture. You can't really see the face as well, but it says another post from December suggesting that she slept with her girlfriend. So the caption she has in this picture of herself with this other girl is, "But I was the one in her bed." And then they have one last one of her tossing her Bible into the clothes dryer, like a washer dryer, into the clothes dryer. I don't know if she's calling the Bible all wet. I don't know what her point was. But the point in telling you the story is this. I think these kind of stories matter in the American political conversation, and really in the reclaiming of the right of the Christian faith in this country to not just believe in the abstract in what they believe, but to practice their faith. Number one, I guess there's 2 points in this story. Easiest point, what a sloppy, lazy, crummy job by all of the media outlets that just went with the mother's story and did not go find out the story themselves. The media all ran with the story, propped up by the mother, that, the school went wild, a Christian school irrationally went wild because one picture of a rainbow birthday cake and, she's out. The truth was, the school had all students sign and parents sign. They understand Judeo-Christian values form the basis of our education. We insist on compliance with Christian morality. So they understood that in this school's view, and in most Christians' view, the support is for traditional marriage and traditional relationships. Men and women, boys and girls, not same-sex relationships. This is a foundational aspect of the Christian faith in many churches, along with the Muslim faith, along with the Jewish faith, many other ones. So the media was sloppy, to say the least, lazy, and frankly, they love running with a story that fit their narrative. But the second and more important point is, we have gotten to the point in our country where it is a bizarre thing for a private Christian school, or it's characterized as a bizarre thing for a private Christian school to actually say, we mean what we say. We actually have these standards, and these are what they are. And this young girl had plenty of notice. She had notice when she signed the form. She had notice when she went to the meeting with her parents, and the school said, we're telling you, we stand for the traditional marriage, traditional men-women relationships. We do not support the LGBTQ choices in life. And she continued to flaunt it, to taunt it. I'm going to tell you folks, if this young girl, and as I said, I'm not going to say her name or her mom's name, because it isn't about them personally, but they did not choose to have this girl live her choices out privately in her personal life. They chose to be very public, very confrontational with the school, almost daring the school to say, yeah, you're not going to dare kick me out just because I happen to have decided that I want to have sexual intimacy with another girl. She was daring them. She was taunting them. And the school, not angry, no denouncement, no blast at her, just said, these are our standards. We've told you. You chose not to comply. And so she's gone. But she was expelled from the school. I will tell you, and on the mother in this case, I would think literally there are many parents in this country, they're dealing with how do you deal with your child who's announcing he or she is gay or bisexual or whatever they would be announcing. But you can, as a parent like that, say, look, here's what we believe. We're Christian. We believe in traditional marriage. We don't support the LGBTQ lifestyle. But, you're coming of age. You understand, daughter, that you can't stay at this Christian school you're at if you choose this path. You got to make a choice. If you want to go down this path, you will have to find you a different school. The mother chose to join the daughter in flaunting the school and in misleading the media, in trying to get media pressure on this school to embarrass them out of asking their daughter to leave the school. The mom's not helping in this situation, and I have tremendous sympathy for her because I do think it's a very challenging situation. The daughter obviously probably wanted to stay at the school. That's why they didn't just move her to a different school when this issue arose. But it also goes to the larger point in this country about how our societal conversation, our political conversation has morphed and changed and been pressured by this leftist tyranny I was talking about from the beginning of the show that kind of says everybody must accept the LGBTQ lifestyle standards and no one can challenge it. And so this school is being characterized as extreme or harsh or unfair or mean when all they're really saying is, this is what we stand for. This is Christian morality. This is Christian morality from the time Christianity began, as I mentioned, and with other religions also. So in this story, the way the media sees it, a Christian school saying, we actually stand for our Christian values is the one to be excoriated and mocked and demeaned and called heartless. And the idea that an LGBTQ student should be able to flaunt the school's rules, put pictures up repeatedly on Instagram, daring the school to see them, recognize them, and kind of have to back down and be silent. And the school said, no, we're standing up. So it is a similar thing in this segment. We only have 1 minute or two on this segment. I got to hit one more story, but this ongoing case in Washington also, or actually being sent on back by the Supreme Court back down to the lower court, involves that the group that you may have heard me mention many times. It was a bakery in Oregon called SweetCakes, and SweetCakes was a bakery run by a husband and wife, and basically anyone could come in there, buy anything they want, any product for sale. But the woman who was the baker, the owner of the company, along with her husband, she made custom wedding cakes, and she declined to make a custom wedding cake for a same-sex wedding because, same thing, this school is saying in Kentucky that she supports traditional marriage, and she did not want to make a cake celebrating and design it. It was an artistic, for her, designing cakes is an artistic expression. She said, I don't want to be forced to express support for same-sex marriage, so I'm going to decline to make the cake. Referred them to some other bakery, happy to make them a cake. This case has been going on for 7 years. This couple lost their business over this. Very clear from the fact as you dig in that this couple, this bakery, SweetCakes, was set up by this same-sex couple who chose them deliberately to force a confrontation, to force litigation, to bring a case not just in Oregon, but eventually all the way to the Supreme Court. This couple has been driven out. They've lost their business. They have a huge fine over their head from the Oregon state, whatever their state agency is called there, that imposes such fines, $135,000, which they do not have. These are simple people who owned a bakery. But this is the kind of thing that is the result of years and years of leftist pressure on America, leftist, tyrannical, intolerant pressure. Nobody is allowed to think anything that we, the left-wing America, does not agree. Those Christian owners at bakery, they're not allowed to believe in their Christianity. They're not allowed to live out their faith. The same-sex couple cannot possibly be forced to go down the street 2 doors to a different bakery and get the cake they want. The pressure has been for decades for the Christian faith to back off and honor whatever left-wing America demands the LGBTQ agenda requires. So that case, SweetCakes, back down before a lower court.